Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're looking at a topic that's really been everywhere, semaglutide.
Hmm.
But we're not just talking about the drug itself.
Hmm.
Our mission today really is to go, well, a lot deeper.
Yeah.
We want to explore what happens when this powerful new tool meets our, deeply human habits and emotions.
Exactly. And we've gathered some, frankly, fascinating insights, particularly from Dan Hollis, who really challenges how we think about hunger and even healing.
Okay.
Our sources include bits from his manifesto,
Right.
a really powerful field note, and some reflections on his core ideas.
Right. So, if you're ready to unpack some maybe surprising truths about food, our relationship with it, and what these new medical tools can really unlock for us, well, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's get into this. Dan Hollis makes it clear right away this isn't just about a drug, it's a human journey.
That's the core of it.
He really emphasizes that semaglutide, yeah, it's a powerful tool, but it only works if you understand what it's actually doing. It's changing how your brain thinks about hunger, fullness, even reward.
And what's really striking, I think, is how directly he challenges the whole idea of willpower.
Right. That's huge.
He just states it flat out. Willpower was never the problem.
Mm.
He argues that, our biology, our emotions, these habit loops we get stuck in, they're often stacked against us.
So trying harder isn't the answer.
Not according to him. He suggests that insight, structure, and tools that actually work with our biology are way more effective.
That's such a shift from what many of us hear. Just try harder, have more discipline.
Exactly. And he says, if willpower isn't the issue, what is going on?
Yeah, what is it then?
Well, he argues we're kind of fighting against a biology that nobody really explained to us properly,
Uh-huh.
and maybe even a culture that, profits from us being confused about it all.
Interesting point.
So his job, as he puts it, is helping reset the body, yes, but also our own expectations of ourselves.
And it goes beyond just the physical, right? He mentions emotional weight.
Oh, absolutely. He
Okay.
says this is emotional weight as much as it is physical weight. So many people eat because they're anxious or lonely or bored.
Or overwhelmed, undersupported.
All of that. And while semaglutide might quiet the physical hunger cues,
Mm-hmm.
he's very clear that if you don't get support for the emotional side, well, relapse is pretty common.
Yeah.
You need to address the why behind the eating.
That totally sets the stage for what happens next when the medication actually starts working. And we have this really vivid story about a woman named Kate.
Yes, Kate, 46, mother of 3. She's 2 months into using semaglutide.
And she lost, 7 pounds? Minimal side effects?
That's right, but the weight loss wasn't the thing that really hit her.
No.
It was, in her words, the craving that didn't show up. She described walking past her pantry, something she'd done thousands of times. And for the first time in maybe 20 years, nothing reached back.
Nothing reached back. That's quite an image.
Isn't it? And this is what Dan Hollis calls the quiet window.
The quiet window.
That moment when, as he puts it, the food stops answering your questions and the real ones start talking.
Goodness. Kate described feeling like a ghost in her own kitchen. That's powerful. And talked about a grief of losing the thing that numbed you.
Yeah, it highlights how deeply food can be tangled up with just coping. She said she missed the signal, the old rhythm, even the story she told herself about needing food to feel full or okay.
She told her husband her brain felt like a library after hours.
Quiet. Maybe unnervingly so at first.
And everything feels like truth now. It sounds almost disorienting, but maybe freeing too.
Both, I think. And this is why understanding the drug's role is so important. Semaglutide, it's a GLP-1 receptor agonist for the technically minded.
Right, it mimics a gut hormone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It tells your brain you're full, slows digestion,
Yeah.
essentially turns down the volume on that constant food noise.
So it's not a magic fix.
No, not a fix. It's a window. It creates this biological pause. It clears the runway, like we said earlier.
Okay.
So you can finally see, maybe for the first time clearly, the deeper stuff food was covering up. Questions like, what am I really hungry for when I'm not physically hungry?
Who am I without this constant chase for food?
What's left when all that noise finally stops?
Yeah.
Those are the big questions it opens up.
So faced with this quiet window and these big questions, what does Hollis actually suggest people do? It can't just be, okay, here's your quiet, figure it out.
No, absolutely not. He's not about pep talks. He talks about offering scaffolding.
Scaffolding. Okay, what does that look like?
It means focusing on building momentum, not relying on fleeting motivation.
Yeah.
It's about recognition, seeing what's really going on,
Yeah.
rather than just restriction. He fully gets that the drug doesn't solve the emotional hunger. It just creates the space, the opportunity to finally address it properly.
And he warns that the drug isn't a forever thing, right?
Right. That's crucial. He says without a real plan, without building new habits and coping strategies, while you have that quiet window.
The old patterns, the appetite, the emotional triggers, they can all come rushing back when the medication stops.
Precisely. So the real work, he argues, begins after the medication starts working. It's about building things that last beyond the injections.
And this connects to his idea about alignment, doesn't it? Which I found really interesting. He says, you don't hold on to weight loss with discipline, you hold on to it with alignment.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's such a key distinction.
What's the link he makes between emotional hunger and identity disconnection? How does alignment fix that?
Well, his view is that emotional eating is often a symptom that we've lost touch with who we really are. You know, what truly nourishes us, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, what we value. And food kind of fills that void, becomes a substitute identity almost.
So alignment is reconnecting.
It's reconnecting with your authentic self, your purpose, your values, and then building a life,
Yeah.
habits, choices, relationships that actually reflects and supports that. It's about changing the underlying story, not just the snack you reach for.
That makes a lot of sense. It feels much more sustainable than just relying on willpower, which we've already established isn't the core issue.
Exactly.
And this more holistic view, it also explains his focus on metabolic pacing. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. That's a very practical piece of the scaffolding he offers. It's not just about losing weight fast.
Right, because rapid loss can backfire.
It can. If you lose too quickly without paying attention to how, you can slow down your metabolism and lose precious muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes long-term success harder.
So metabolic pacing is about being strategic.
Yeah, strategic and sustainable. It's about timing your nutrition, structuring your habits, and managing your progress in a way that works with your body's metabolism, preserves muscle, and sets you up for the long haul.
So it's less of a rigid diet plan and more of a guided process.
Definitely. For Hollis, it seems this whole thing isn't just a prescription pad, it's a conversation. It's offering a map, guidance, maybe even a community to help navigate what is, let's face it, a really complex journey.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, whether you listening are thinking about semaglutide or maybe you're just curious about these deeper layers of hunger we all experience, this deep dive really underscores don't just focus on the number on the scale, focus on the window.
Ask yourself those questions that come up in the quiet. What am I truly hungry for now that food isn't the default answer? What parts of me need support, need tending to in this new space?
It's clear this isn't some kind of miracle pill, but maybe it can be a miracle pause.
A pause, yeah.
A moment to really see clearly and maybe choose a different path forward. And as Hollis reminds us, healing that emotional hunger, it takes empathy, not judging yourself.
It takes awareness, not just more rules.
And curiosity about yourself, definitely not punishment.
You know, it's not about starting over from scratch again. It's maybe about starting right this time. When the cravings quiet down sometimes, the deeper truth finally gets a chance to speak.